Over the next 8 years, NAMA will transfer up to €37 billion of our money to banks and major property developers. The purpose of this video is to explain why NAMA came about, whose interests it serves, and how you ended up footing the bill. In 2009, the Irish government set up the National Asset Management Agency in order to stabilise the banking system, get credit flowing, and recapitalise the banks. In fact, NAMA has done none of these things, nor was it designed to. To explain its real purpose, we have to go back to the US subprime loan crisis of 2007. During this crisis and the credit crunch that followed it, banks stopped lending to one another, causing the entire banking system to seize up. The effect of the US credit crunch on Irish banks can be compared to a tsunami. Just before a tsunami strikes land, the water on the shoreline begins to recede rapidly, a sure warning of what's to come. In September 2008, the government took heed of this warning and issued a blanket guarantee on all bank deposits and covered bonds. The total sum guaranteed by the Irish government came to €400 billion. The aim of this guarantee was to protect 6, effectively insolvent, Irish banks from the oncoming wave. Once protected, these banks needed to get rid of their bad loans. And this is where NAMA came in. NAMA allowed the banks to swap €74.3 billion in bad property-related loans for €32 billion in secure government-backed bonds. Leading figures in Irish business, politics and media have been eager to lay the blame for NAMA at the feet of the general population. But is there any basis to this? Did we all, in fact, party? The total mortgage debt of Irish householders currently stands at €87 billion. Not one single cent of this debt is held in NAMA. Instead, most of the assets handled by NAMA are high-value commercial properties, bought by the very biggest developers at the height of the boom. The argument that the Irish people were responsible for the collapse of the property bubble simply doesn't stand up. So can NAMA's business plan actually work? An important fact to remember is that the value of any property depends on the level of economic activity which goes on around it. As billions upon billions of euros are wrenched from the Irish economy to pay off banks and bondholders, the value of the properties held by NAMA actually decreases, making it impossible for the state to sell them on at a profit. But if neither the taxpayer nor the state can possibly benefit from NAMA, why is it allowed to exist? The answer lies in the nature of economic and political power in Ireland. The major players in the Irish economy, banks, stockbrokers, property speculators, produce little of actual rather than speculative value. Instead, these businesses skim their wealth from the profits of multinational corporations, which are laundered through Ireland's taxation system on their way in and out of the country. These middlemen are deeply embedded in the political system, influencing government policy-making through their economic power. Because they make their money from property speculation and the tax avoidance of multinationals, Ireland's national economic policy has been shaped to meet these needs. When this business model collapses, as it did in 2008, the middlemen need the state to step in and protect their wealth. NAMA and the bank guarantee are the latest examples of this. We hope that this video has gone some way to explaining why the Irish government chose to place the unsustainable burden of NAMA on your shoulders and whose interests they served by doing so.